How do you decide on a business bank? Is it the sleek app, the promise of no fees, or perhaps the allure of modern fintech? For many small business owners and entrepreneurs, the search for the perfect banking partner often leads them down the rabbit hole of online reviews. And in 2025, one name that consistently pops up, for better or worse, is Relay Bank. But what's the real story behind Relay, especially when you sift through the raw, unfiltered opinions on Reddit? Today, we're diving deep into the Reddit reviews of Relay Bank in 2025. We're not just scratching the surface, we're excavating the threads, unearthing the triumphs, and perhaps more importantly, exposing the frustrations that real users are experiencing. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer picture of whether Relay is truly the right financial home for your business, or if it's a potential landmine you should meticulously avoid. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let's set the stage. Relay, often referred to as RelayFi, isn't a traditional bank in the sense of having physical branches on every corner. It's a financial technology company that partners with an FDIC-insured bank, typically Thread Bank, to offer its services. This distinction is crucial, as we'll see, because it plays a significant role in both the advantages and disadvantages users report. Their appeal lies in their modern, digital-first approach, catering specifically to small businesses, freelancers, and startups with features like multiple sub-accounts for budgeting, think profit-first method, free ACH transfers, and a user-friendly interface. On paper, it sounds like a dream for the modern entrepreneur. But as we all know, paper doesn't always reflect reality. So, let's start with the good, or at least, the aspects that users initially find appealing about Relay. When you first encounter Relay, its user interface is often highlighted as a major positive. Redditors frequently praise its clean, intuitive design, which makes managing finances feel less like a chore and more like a streamlined process. The ability to create numerous sub-accounts, often up to 20 checking accounts and 2 savings accounts, without additional fees, is a standout feature for many. For businesses that practice detailed budgeting, like those following the profit-first methodology, this functionality is a game-changer. Users appreciate being able to allocate funds for taxes, payroll, operating expenses, and even owners pay into distinct envelopes with unique routing and account numbers, simplifying cash flow management and providing a clear financial picture. Another often cited benefit is the cost structure. Relay's basic plan is typically free, with no monthly maintenance fees and no minimum balance requirements. This is a significant draw for small businesses and startups who are acutely conscious of every dollar spent. Free ACH transfers, both incoming and outgoing, are also a big plus, as many traditional banks charge for these services. While there are fees for outgoing domestic and international wires, the general consensus is that for day-to-day operations, Relay offers a very competitive and affordable solution. The integrations with popular accounting software like QuickBooks Online and Xero are also frequently lauded. This seamless synchronization of financial data can significantly reduce bookkeeping headaches and save valuable time for business owners. Additionally, the option to issue multiple physical and virtual debit cards for team members, with customizable spending limits and permission levels, is a feature that many businesses find invaluable for managing team expenses and maintaining financial control. However, as we shift from the glossy brochure to the raw reality of Reddit, a darker picture begins to emerge. The most prevalent and alarming complaint revolves around account freezes and the subsequent lack of communication from Relay's customer support. Numerous threads are littered with cautionary tales of businesses having their funds held hostage for extended periods, sometimes weeks or even months, with little to no explanation. One Redditor described a nightmare scenario where a legitimate $40,000 domestic wire transfer led to their account being immediately frozen. What followed was a frustrating ordeal of conflicting information, no clear reason for the freeze, and an inability to speak to anyone in compliance. In some cases, funds were even returned to investors without the business owner's knowledge, compounding the financial and emotional stress. The common theme in these stories is the feeling of being completely cut off from their own money, with their business operations brought to a standstill. The lack of human contact and transparency in these situations is a recurring point of frustration. Unlike traditional banks where you might be able to visit a branch or speak directly with a manager, Relay's online-only model means users are often relegated to email or chatbot interactions. When urgent issues like frozen funds arise, this digital-only support system proves to be woefully inadequate. Users report long response times, generic replies, and a complete lack of accountability, leaving them feeling helpless and abandoned. Beyond account freezes, other common complaints include slow transaction processing, particularly for check deposits and sometimes even ACH transfers. While some users report smooth ACH pushes, others highlight issues with ACH pulls and general delays, which can be critical for businesses relying on timely payments and disbursements. The sentiment is that while the user interface might be sleek, the underlying operational efficiency can be a significant bottleneck. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.